Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Black Popcorn. Kind of popping in here today to talk about reparations and the reality of what's going on with it. It seems like it's met with way more opposition than I ever thought it would be, but I'm starting to understand how uneducated the United States is about the history of slavery, the history of Black people in this country. So a lot of people don't tend to be too supportive of reparations because it does appear to be a handout. And to hand out anything to a group of people who you've been conditioned to not like, uh, even the business owners in our communities, they generally don't like us, but they are there because it's quite beneficial. We are a huge consumer. We will spend our money with anybody. I wish our spending of our money was as unified as our vote. It's just to sit back and look at us as a race of people and realize the power of our vote. And the country is run by votes, and they come and visit us in our churches and in our chicken joints when it's time to vote. But they never have anything for us. The laws that are made to protect us from the behavior that's going on in this country. If you're being beaten all the time and the law is made to protect you, or if you're poor, 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 and all you do is um, just lay around your neighborhood, join a gang, uh, get on drugs because there's no job to go to, because there's no business for you to build. And we have been on that page. We have been business owners in large, large, large numbers. But when you were brought here as a slave and you begin to flourish and everything begins to make sense for you, and the people who brought you here see this growth, they destroy it. They snuff it out. It's not going to happen. So now here we are, uh, many years, a whole lot more modernized, but a whole lot less educated. And I think it's going to cause a lot of problems for blacks in this country because people don't see the need. They see the basketball players, they see the rappers, they see some black people doing really well in business and in normal jobs. But stand back and look at the entire black race. Look at the homelessness. Look at the percentage of homelessness based on how many of us are here. Look at the poverty. And the only answer and the only way that we can propose something to the United States government and have a chance at getting it is if it doesn't cost them anything. And everything that we ask for costs a whole lot of money, um, money that they say they don't have until a war breaks out somewhere else or until someone else who is considered an ally of the United States needs it. Well, being citizens of the United States, you would think that we would be considered allies, but apparently we're not. We have been in this condition for a long time. We've come here as slaves. They haven't noticed this is a crisis. This is a condition that needs to be addressed. If you can see the pain in other people around the world almost immediately, so immediately that you don't have time to do a study, you don't have time to explore how it happened or why it happened or how much it's going to cost us or what the implications of us getting involved will be. We just swing into action. We throw our full weight behind our allies. And as a black American, it'd be a wonderful feeling to know that the United States does consider us. And it doesn't feel like they do. They come around at election time once again to get those votes. And when they do, uh, if we're giving the votes up, let's give the votes up in a unified fashion like we have been. But with a little note attached this time, no tax for blacks. It's not an unreasonable request. It's something they need to start talking about. And if we can't get zero tax in every way for black people in this country, as far as housing, buying a car, anything you do, payroll tax, tax in the places of business, retail shops, we should not be paying taxes anywhere at all. But it's a nice place to start, and whatever taxes are going for in this country, maybe we need to begin to negotiate what percentage we need to be paying. But ultimately get down to zero, because the United States takes our tax dollars and without asking us, donates them all over the world to everybody for causes that the United States supports. And I totally understand that the country must be run and the money must be spent. And if that's our goal, if that's our doctrine, if that's what we believe in, then we have to support it. But I'm just saying we need to support the black people in this country who are just floundering, going nowhere. Nobody has a plan that is going to get us anything. Reparations is a pipe dream. It's a good thing to negotiate. It's a hot topic. People like hearing about it. But the bottom line is we need to negotiate something that is reasonable and that can be done. And that some of the new immigrants coming into the country won't feel so burdened by it, because they're complaining as well about us potentially getting reparations and they're just getting here. But let's not ask anybody for anything, but let's tell them to stop asking of us. And I think us not paying taxes is going to be a problem, a point of contention. The Supreme Court may even get involved. But we are a special class. Find another class of people who came here as slaves and give us what you gave. Well, there isn't any. No one ever has done this. No one's ever been through this, and nobody's ever where we are now. It looks really good to people on the outside looking in, but when you're in here and you realize how long you've been in this country, what your contributions to this country have been, and all you're asking for is tax exemption, because that is the one thing that has been stripped and ripped and robbed and taken from us. Even property taken, the proceeds of the property, including the tax benefits. So it's something we need to all get behind. Let's get the No Tax for Blacks uh, slogan out there. Let's make T-shirts. Let's get it going. Reparations is not going to happen for us, you guys. But it's a great debate. It's a great talking point. But it's something that's never going to happen. And we're not going to use reparations to put our vote behind somebody who ain't even willing to do a study on reparations. We ain't doing a study on nothing else. But we need to be divorced from the Internal Revenue Service.